Hi, I'm Shayna with Preferred Family Healthcare. Just wanted to pop in and give you a quick little exercise to do with your littles or your adolescents while you're stuck in the house during these uncertain times. I am a licensed master social worker, and I work with adolescents anywhere from 12 all the way up to 20. So one of the exercises I think is really good, especially for parents, to engage with their children in a healthy way. Talk to them, ask them questions about what's going on right now. A lot of our kids probably don't understand what's happening, so sit down and engage them in conversation. One question, I'm going to give you a list of questions you can ask that will definitely lead you into probably deeper conversations. So the first question you could ask them, when are you or have you been most afraid? I think this is a great question, especially for what's going on right now in the world. They may not understand it. They may just know that, well, we're locked in our house, we really can't leave, and mom and dad are stressed or working from home. And so ask them that. And it may lead into questions about what's happening, where you can find a way to explain it to them in a more calming sense, maybe. So ask your kids that. And this is a great question for kids of any age. You know, I know a lot of the adolescents I work with claim that they never get scared. So maybe sit down and have that conversation with them. The next question you could ask them is, what has been the happiest day of your life? I think a lot of parents would be surprised when they ask this. And these questions, again, like I said, these are great for kids that are anywhere from 4 all the way up to 18. So what has been the happiest day of your life? I think, again, you'll be surprised when you get their answer. The next one would be, if you could change one thing in the world, what would you change? I think, again, this is a great question to lead into what's happening in society today and to see how they feel. I don't think we always take the time to see how our children do feel about what's going on. And children feel energy, you know, so I'm sure a lot of us working from home are stressed out. A lot of you parents that are first responders or on the front lines as doctors and nurses are probably extremely stressed out and afraid. So that energy you bring home, they pick up on. So, you know, ask them, if you could change one thing in the world, what would you change and why? The next one you could do, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would you change? This is always, to me, a surprising conversation I have with kids when I'm seeing them one-on-one. You know, we think we know so much about the adolescent brain and what's going on in it, and we really don't. Again, these are all great conversation starters, and a lot of them are really good to lead into what's happening right now. So the next one would be, what is the one thing you couldn't live without? I think these answers will surprise you. The younger ones, the littles, may say a pet, a blanket, a toy, whereas your older ones are probably gonna, you know, some may say a cell phone, others may say you. So sit down and have that conversation. What is your favorite movie of all time and why? That one's pretty simplistic and might not lead into a deeper conversation, but it could be fun, especially as a family. What cartoon character would you most like to be and why? This could surprise you too, and this is a great family one also. What is the worst thing about being blank years old? So ask them that. What's the worst thing about being 6? What's the worst thing about being 17? At 17, we are close to adulthood. We have to start paying bills eventually, right? At 6, the worst thing might be that they have to eat broccoli for dinner. Again, I think this is a really great way to start conversations and have sometimes tough conversations with our kids. What is the best thing about being blank years old? I think sometimes we tend to forget that our kids go through really difficult times, and what may not seem difficult to us as adults is really difficult for them as adolescents and kids, you know. So I think it's always best to do that check-in with our kids. You know, what's hard about being 17? What's hard about being 6? And you might get some answers you didn't expect, which will, I think, in the long run, help bring you closer. Describe your perfect day. Ask your child that. Describe your perfect day and what would that look like? What would you be doing on your perfect day? Where would you go? What smells would you smell? What would you see? Would you take a long trip on a perfect day? Would you take a short trip? Or would you just stay home? Would you read a book? Would you exercise? What does that perfect day look? And remember, as you're doing these with your children, share your insight on it too. Tell them like what your answers would be. What job would you like to have when you grow up? Or when you graduate high school or college? Find out what job they want. Why do they want that job? You may be surprised that you may have influenced them on what kind of career path they choose. And last but not least, who is your best friend and why are they your best friend? As a therapist, it is surprising to me how many parents don't really know their kids' friends. And I understand that. Kids today seem to be a little more secretive than they were back when I was younger, which was a long time ago. But find out, why is their best friend their best friend, you know? Again, I am Shayna with Preferred. I just wanted to put together a quick video for things to do at home while we are all on our shelter in place, and even when we're not, when this is over. This is a great exercise to do with your children and just to get to know them on a level that you may not know them, and vice versa. Remember to share your answers with them. Thanks for listening. Bye.